lover's responsibility. Ooh. Breaking generational curses and instability. God of the nucleus giving marriage the critical nutrients. Subscribe and share the podcast. Now it's time to listen to the broadcast. Yeah. I speak dope and I speak to motivate.
We are the Millennials in Love, and this is
the Millennials in Love podcast. Oh, you're respecting a lover's responsibility. But today, actually a few days ago, we decided to change it up to make sure everything's more cohesive. We are a new, young podcast. So we're making changes. We're getting used to being business owners.
Rebranding,
branding, so we thought it would be easier for ourselves and our listeners to combine Millennials in Love, and then having Millennials in Love podcast and a lover's responsibility. And then us as a group is our Millennials in Love. So we just put everything together. However, where a lover's responsibility comes in is that everything that we speak about is a lover's responsibility.
Yes, it's everything that lovers are responsible for to take care of each other.
Yes. So it's always a lover's responsibility, baby. And so we always gonna have that creed. Millennials in Love, a lover's responsibility.
Now, let's get into today's episode. Today's topic is
flirting cheating.
Ooh.
But look, this is the thing. A lot of people have different opinions about it. So we just gonna, you know what I'm saying, kind of look at other people's opinions, because there's people that don't view it as cheating. Like, for example,
yeah, they say some little innocent flirting or something like that. Right.
They said it's not technically cheating, but it could be very hurtful to your partner. While flirting may technically not be cheating, it could be viewed as a breach of fidelity because you are showing interest in someone else. It's also a slippery slope that you may not be able to stop if it progresses beyond flirting. And that was from Cosmopolitan.comicoms. But like, what are your thoughts about it?
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see what they're talking about. But me personally, I do think flirting is cheating. Now, I do know some people are just naturally flirty and don't realize they're flirting. That's just their natural character. Or somebody can just receive something as flirting when that's not what the other person's intentions are. They could just be being a nice person and talking to you because they think, hey, this person may need somebody to talk to them or something like that. But I believe, flirting is a perception thing. So I believe it can be cheating, but then I also believe it can be accidental.
You know what? That's a good thought process. This is a situation with me. I think what ends up happening is that merge of complimenting versus being inappropriate. Because when you're flirting with someone, is usually sexual attraction is there. Usually, or emotional attraction, or personality attraction. Whatever the case, there's some sort of attraction there. And so, if I'm at a mall and this guy's flirting with me, hey, okay, and I'm like, I'm participating in it. I'm being unfaithful to the relationship, but then it's also not fair to the person I'm flirting back with, because I know I'm in a monogamous relationship. So where is it going to lead? It's no purpose for it, because I flirt with somebody, want my number, maybe not, but we go further, and then wanting my number, or if it's someone I see every day, say work or church, whatever the case, and it's like, oh, we're gonna flirt one time, right? Then it becomes 2 times. Oh, it's just, but then it becomes a thing, and then it's viewed as, sexual nature, or trying to get to know the person in a romantic level. Then it's like, it's hard to get, like they said, it's a slippery slope, because it's hard to get out of that,
Yeah, but I mean, as I stated, though, I believe that there's situations where people are literally just being nice. But I guess, like, when, those people that a lot of people aren't nice to them, or something of that nature. A lot of times they'll be attracted to that person and think that they're flirting just because they're being nice, and that person's not thinking nothing sexual. But because that person thought you were flirting, you've become a flirter, even though the action and the intentions behind it wasn't the same.
But I guess that's why what you're saying is like flirting is subjective, but my thing is like intentional flirting. Mine isn't saying, oh, the dress that you have on is beautiful today. A man saying that to a young lady. Oh, I like your outfit.
Oh, your shoes are nice.
And which is a compliment, which is why I feel like there's a difference of him like, oh, look at that body in that dress. Okay? So you're giving 2 different vibes for me. Like, if a guy's like, oh, Amanda, I like your hair, I don't automatically think, oh, snap, he want to be with me. He's just giving me a compliment. Oh, I like the way you spoke today, or I liked your presentation.
Oh, your perfume
to me,
smells
that's
good.
a compliment. But
there's times like let's say, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but let's say somebody's wearing a perfume or a cologne that you like, and you're like, oh, you smell good. Where'd you get that from? Sometimes people could take that as flirty. You know what I mean? And you're just literally asking, where'd you get that from? It may be, oh, I want to get that from my wife. It smells so good. I like it. Or vice versa. The wife could be trying to get it for her husband. And, but at the end of the day, that's considered flirting.
But is it to the partner? See, that's where it doesn't matter what the third party says, though. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because if we have an understanding, like, for example, let me finish. If we have an understanding that flirting, me and you, is not saying, oh, your dress is nice. Oh, your hair is nice. Oh, I like your braids. Oh, I like your shoes. Okay. I see you. If we view these things as not flirting in our relationship, then that sets a precedent. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what the third party is and how their flirting is set up. If they think that just because, like, for example, if a guy said, if I like his, say for example, he has a chain, I'm like, oh, that's a nice chain. If he views that as flirting in our relationship,
that's his fault, basically.
It's his fault. It's not, in our relationship, that's not flirting. That's him. He can think all he wants. But will I continue to move forward? Like, ooh, I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because to me, I feel like flirting more so is like, hey, in girl, nature, like them lips. Them lips, dang, them lips, girl, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that booty, girl, thick. Like, or,
something like that.
Huh?
Like, you cute. Something like that.
Right, like that type of stuff. Because even, say, for example, it's a time when someone's feeling down and, and people are like, you're a beautiful person and anybody will be blessed to have you. And then the person, they can either take it as, oh, this person is encouraging me at the time, which is true, or because they're so down, they can think that it's flirting and, oh my gosh, this person wants to be with me, which isn't the case. He has a full-blown wife. He's just trying to encourage you because he doesn't want you to feel down, which again is why I say, for me, that's not flirting. Flirting is when it goes outside the understanding and it goes against something that would go that something that you would say to your husband,
spouse,
and mean it in a sexual manner, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like, we about to smash. Like, to me, that's what it is. Flirting, like, you know what I'm saying, like, for me to be like, oh dang, like, your booty big in them basketball shorts, like, stuff like that, that's crossing the line. Or we play touching with each other, with another person, flirting, those taps, or, engaging in a conversation that's not, for example, traveling. Say, for example, oh, I always want to go to Paris. I would love to go to Paris someday. And then he goes, look, we can go together. I can take you. Now, you coming in there innocent. Mm-hmm. Now, it's your thing to be like, look, I'm married. So then, if he can regroup and be like, oh, I'm sorry, no disrespect, and then he can talk to you normal and not be flirtatious again, okay. But then the problem is, if saying the same scenario of, oh, you can go to Paris, we can go together. I love to have a beautiful girl like you on my arm. And then he smiled and be like, yeah, I am married though. And then he like, look, I mean, it's not a problem with me. I mean, we could still be, friends and do that. And friends with dudes don't mean friends. It means, look, I'm the backup. I'm waiting for him to fumble this whole situation. So when he mess up, I'm going to be right here. So
I'm just glad you know that. You know what I mean? I'm just glad you know that, because at the end of the day, let's just be honest. If a man tell you he ain't thinking about it, unless that's his sister, and even in that, just because they call him sister don't mean nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, that sure don't mean nothing.
Because at the end of the day, it's been people out there that, oh, that's my sister, but they done did something in the past. See, me personally, if I call you my sister, you're my sister. I don't want you. I have the most beautiful woman in the world on my side. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Put a ring on that finger. That's the one I want. So if I call you my sister, you're definitely my sister.
And then let me tell you something. This is another thing too. Like, getting deeper into it is flirting, cheating. Going to another dynamic. Say, people like, oh, it's just friendly, da-da-da-da-da. We switch numbers. When your person come around, whether you're in a serious relationship or in a marriage and your spouse comes around, are you hiding your phone? Mm-mm. Are you deleting the messages every time that you speak? Because that's how you know you're on shaky ground, and you know
that you're
cheating,
flirting.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you had to be like, oh snap, let me hurry up and delete this because he gonna see this and he gonna go crazy. Now, there's a difference between going crazy because somebody is toxic and abusive and they have control issues.
Right.
There's a huge difference because they have control over everything. They don't even want you to talk to your regular family. But then there's a difference.
That's
of
abusive.
Someone